In today's video, I'm going to go ahead and show you my must-have accessories I highly recommend for anybody who owns a PSVR2 to really get the most out of this device and make sure your investment is protected and secure so it doesn't get damaged randomly in the near future. My name's Eddie. Welcome to Hotshot Tech. Let's go ahead and begin. First things first is the USB-C port. Yes, it's amazing that PlayStation, well, it's a good thing that PlayStation finally gave us a USB-C port, because previously we had to deal with a bunch of cables. We know the whole dramatic nonsense, but now we have a USB-C port. Now, there's some cons about this. Unlike Apple devices, there's a quick release. By default, Sony doesn't have this, so if you trip over your PlayStation VR cable, it may take your PlayStation 5 with it, or possibly damage your USB-C port, which is why I highly recommend picking up these MagSafe supported style releases. It simply connects to your PS5 like so, and if you trip over it, it safely just gets released. So you don't have to worry about damaging your PlayStation 5 or your cable, because replacing this cable is going to be a pain in the butt, and it's just not worth it. Best to prevent this from ever happening by picking up this amazing accessory. And don't worry, there's no interference issues when it comes to video latency or anything like that. It works 100% exactly as if it was just hardwired to your PlayStation. I'll have a link to this one in the description down below. Now, another great way to enhance your VR gaming experience is by extending the length cable of your PSVR2. If you feel like this cable is not long enough for your environment, you could pick up this 1 meter length cable, braided. Doesn't cause any interference data issues whatsoever. It's pretty quick, responsive, as if it was actually directly plugged in with that single cable from your PS5. This is the one I personally prefer using, and it's 1 meter of length, and I read somewhere that if you go anything longer, it may cause tracking issues. So 1 meter, you're safe. Anything more might cause tracking issues. I have this one link in the description down below as well. Now, when it comes to charging your PSVR controllers, you can't go wrong with going with the first party or third party. But with the first party, not only is it really expensive, but I have been reading reports and reviews, people complaining that it doesn't always charge your controller properly, because the play point's super small and narrow. If you're off by a little bit and you start playing, you might be upset that one of your controllers or both your controllers didn't charge properly. This one is the one I personally picked up. It's literally $20. It's on sale right now on Amazon time making this video, so click on that link if you want one. It works because it connects with magnet points for your controller. They provide the adapter for it. You simply just attach. It's really strong and gives you light feedback. Now, it's not as elegant as the official one from PlayStation is. It's a little bit bigger actually, but actually does provide some nice illumination. So in reality, it's not bad looking, and I do like the light feedback that it provides because it's really visible. So you know once your controller is done charging, you could easily just begin playing without any complaints whatsoever. Now, there is this other adapter I've been waiting for. Apparently it's on back order. It's by Collective Minds. It's really affordable too, about $30. Not only can it charge your controllers the same method as this one, but it actually has a dock station for your PSVR2, so you can actually rest it all in one and give you a nice clean layout. I have this one link in the video description down below, but I'm still waiting on mine. This is the docking station I'm personally waiting for, but again, it's on back order apparently, so make sure you are subscribed so I can give you my honest feedback if that station's worth it or not. Now, the next accessory is a necessity accessory, especially if you wear glasses like I do, and that is pick up some glasses protector guards. Apparently, now that the PlayStation VR2 has been out on the market for quite some time now, after the first and second month, there's been many users complaining and noticing scratches on the edges of their lens on the PSVR2. And that's just due to the fact that the frames typically will rub around this area. Available are these lens protector guards that you can actually place that will actually prevent that from happening. I'll include links to some in the description down below, but mine is 3D printed. So if you have access to a 3D printer, I'll have that file link in the description down below so you can 3D print these for yours. They simply just snap on, and just like so, they provide protection, making sure that the lens don't get scratched. Because once the lens are scratched, there's no other way to repair this other than buying a new VR headset entirely, and that's not the best option. However, thanks to our sponsor, VR Waves, they do make prescription lens available for the PSVR2, and I've been using VR Waves on my other VR headsets for quite a while now, and they're my go-to when it comes to making the prescription lens due to the fact they're really well engineered. Because unlike other prescription lens from third parties, they simply just attach the whole housing onto the lens. And when you want to remove them to allow your friends to play, you have to remove everything entirely. These guys, no, they're just magnetically attached, and the magnets are really strong. So if your friend wants to play, simply just remove, and when you want to play, just reattach them, and they stay on very well. They also have blue light protection as well. So I'll be sure to include links to the VR Wave sponsor in the video description down below. Keep an eye out for any promo codes as well. But these are my go-to when it comes to breaking prescription lens, due to the fact that our website's so user-friendly. It's easy to get the right prescriptions for you, and during business hours, you can actually get a hold of a real human being to help you if you have any questions, stuff like that, if you have like different eye complications. So it's pretty cool. Have them in the description down below for you guys. Now, you may have noticed that my VR headset does have decals. This is not a necessity in terms of a must-have accessory for your PSVR, but if you like to separate or personalize your VR headset compared to others, yeah, add some personality onto this. This is Goku Ultra Instinct, so it has like this cool halo reflection, hollow reflection I should say. There's a bunch of different designs available online. I'll have links to a website where you can find a bunch of amazing ones for you. Now, it's amazing that the PSVR2 now has pass-through mode, which allows you to actually navigate your household and stuff like that without bumping into anything. Now, the pass-through mode is awesome and all, but sometimes can be annoying, especially when you're gaming and you're fully immersed in your VR game that you're playing. And whenever it kicks on the camera so you can actually see your surrounding if you're too close to an object, that can somewhat be like immersion killer. So, which is why I highly recommend considering picking up a yoga mat or a VR mat of some sort. These circular rugs allow you to actually feel the location of your play zone. So if you wander off too far, this mat will prevent you from doing so. But because of this mat, I'm actually able to decrease the sensitivity of the pass-through mode. So I could actually experience VR gaming more than having it interrupt if I get too close to a wall or something like that and I see the wall that I'm coming in contact with. So a VR mat is highly recommended due to this reason, but you don't have to pick up an official one from VR because these are more expensive. The one I personally use is a yoga mat and it works exactly the same. So the yoga mat is the way to go, but the VR ones do provide additional designs, stuff like that. I'll include links in both of these in the description in case you're curious. And then if you like to travel on the go or store away your VR headset safely, pick up a hard travel case. This one is the one I personally use in particular. Nothing special, it's really just a generic case that has like a little sleeve attachment so you could carry it around if you like. But this case is a hard shell case, so it protects the VR headset in case something falls on it. Easy to travel with. It's the best way to store everything if you're just done playing VR for a while. It's inexpensive, it works. I have it linked in the description for you guys. Now, you may have noticed that my VR headset does have a clip in the back here. This is all due to the fact that, I don't know why PlayStation does this, but they have the cable off to the side. From my experience, it's better when the cable is in the center back portion of the headset. It's more comfortable for me, and this cable also prevents me from accidentally tripping over the cable as well when it's on the floor and I'm gaming. So if you have access to a 3D printer, I'll have the file in the description for you guys as well. But I also make sure I find something that's similar to that that's available on Amazon. So basically this is a wire cable clip that allows the cable to dangle on the center portion of the VR headset. In my opinion, that's the best optimal way to play VR games, especially if you're tethered to your console. Now, other accessories I do recommend is picking up a VR lens cleaner. The beauty about the VR lens cleaner is that it actually allows you to get the actual edge of your VR headset. Or with a microfiber cloth, it somewhat is challenging. You have to like wedge your fingernail in there. This pen resolves that and allows you to maintain the cleanness of your lens on all your other VR headsets. So this is what I use to maintain my VR lens. It's a lot better than microfiber cloth in my opinion, and it's definitely better than using your shirt because that's not recommended. Doesn't do that. This pen will preserve your VR headset from getting any scratches and stuff like that in the long terms. And then I guess the final accessory would be to consider picking up a IR Illuminator because these cameras that the PSVR has can actually support night vision. With the LiDAR Illuminator, you can actually play VR games in a dark or no light room. This basically will allow the VR headset to see well at night, so they'll technically convert your VR headset into some night vision goggles, DIY night vision goggles. So it's optional, this is not really necessary, but again, if you like playing in the dark, this will allow you to actually continue playing in a dark room and still have the best tracking experience that the PSVR can provide. Other upgrades you could do is increase the storage of your PlayStation 5, which I do a whole dedicated video on how to do so in this video guide. It's a step-by-step guide, it's super easy to do, highly recommend, especially if you're out of storage on your PlayStation and you don't want to use an external storage hard drive. But aside from that, those are my must-have accessories for the PlayStation VR 2. If you wish to unlock some amazing features like transparency mode, where you can actually hear your surroundings, not just view your surrounding, but hear your surrounding with over-ear or in-ear bud headphones while you're gaming in VR, you can go ahead and check out that video over there where I go through the amazing hidden features that the PSVR has that not a lot of people know about. Other than that, thanks so much for watching, take care, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. See ya.